So now we'll be studying the different factors affecting the product design. So first of all, the customer requirement that will be mattering the most. Then what the facilities we are having, raw materials, and then cost to price ratio, quality policy. Like this, there are n number of things that are going to influence the product design process. So let us see one by one. Now, first one is the customer requirement. Customer requirement is suppose a customer comes and he actually tells his requirement that may not be in a technical language. So, first we need to convert that into the technical language or specifications. Then, after that, we can find the concepts. For example, a worker may come who is using our in whatever we have discussed in the last class, that the drilling machine used to drill on a particular surface, and he is telling that it is the drill machine is not able to drill on that particular hard surface. Then that is his problem statement. Now we have to convert that into technical specifications. Then our problem definition will be to design and develop a drilling machine which is also capable of drilling on surface having certain BHN of hardness. Like this, will be converting into the technical specifications. Now, here is one practical example where we can have different types of requirements. See, whatever we are seeing in the first figure, it is a grease pumping system. So inside that, this tank, blue tank, the grease will be filled. The grease is at all top 200 grease, and it is having a very high viscosity. You can see that the pumping system is located at the bottom. Now, what is the problem with this is, or the current customers are facing is, if they want to increase the capacity of this grease or tank. Suppose I want to use a, now let us say it is of 50 kgs tank capacity. If I want to increase this one to stay 200 or 500 kgs of grease capacity, then what will happen? The tank size becomes very large, and mounting that entire tank on this pumping system is almost impossible. So when the customers are having such requirements, what alternate design we have shown is, see here we are keeping the tank like this, and on the top of the tank we will be placing the pumping system. So we can have any large size of tank as per our wish. Even I can have a large barrel. And if I am placing the pumping system over the tank, and here we can see one special rubber material is there. What that does is, it will be making a airtight between this cylindrical object and the pumping system. Then as the grease goes down in level, it is also moving in the downward direction. So what we are achieving? We are achieving, or we are able to increase the capacity of the tank without or with much easiness. So this type of design is called as a inverted tank type of design. So to convert this from this, we will be requiring many modifications. So this task can be considered as product development. So this consists of designing a new rubber plate, also all these accessories required. Like this, the product development phase will be started. Then facilities to the operators. So we should give the work to the worker such that they are capable of those things, and also our factory or institute should have such facilities to carry out the work. Then cost to price ratio. So ultimately this is very important, because the ultimate aim of the companies is to make the profit. If you are developing a product but at a very high cost, that is of no meaning. Quality product quality should be also good. Now process capability means whether we are capable of carrying out such operations. Now you can see the rubber plates. Now by looking at this, we may feel manufacturing of this may be very easy, but the actual thing is for manufacturing such type of rubber hold bushes or plates will be requiring punch and die. If I am requiring in only say 5 or 10 numbers, manufacturing of punch and die itself will be a big task. So while developing or while testing, what the design team should do is they should search in the market for a readily available rubber sheets of almost this size or nearer to this one, and depending upon that size they can select the remaining items. Like this, the product design and development is not a rigid technique, it is a iterative technique where even we have to change the concepts. Sometimes even the concepts are also changed to make more ease.